Welcome back to another episode of Quick Picks with the Geek. I am your host, Bro Power the Geek. All right, next up, we've got Bruno Bulldog Silva taking on Charles Energy Johnson. And this fight is basically a classic flyweight matchup of explosive chaos versus relentless cardio. So stylistically, this one's pretty fun. Let's break it down. Bruno Bulldog Silva, coming in as a plus 175 underdog with a record of 15-7. Silva fights exactly like his nickname suggests. Like a bulldog. Constant pressure, constant aggression, and absolutely zero interest in slow technical kickboxing matches. His whole style is built around forcing chaos early. He throws heavy combinations, crashes forward with knees, and looks to drag opponents into clinches and scrambles where his grappling becomes dangerous. And once the fight hits the mat, Silva becomes a serious submission threat. Rear naked chokes, guillotines, opportunistic submissions in transitions. He's the type of fighter who only needs a split second of a mistake to jump on something. A lot of his finishes happen in scrambles where opponents think they're safe, and suddenly they're tapping. He's also extremely dangerous early, 6 first-round finishes, and a reputation for overwhelming opponents before they can settle into the fight. The problem with Silva, though, is sustainability. That bulldog style burns a lot of fuel. In fights that go deeper, his output tends to drop significantly. When the fight hits the third round, the pace that looked terrifying in round 1 can suddenly slow down. Another issue is size. At 5'4" with a shorter reach, he often has to walk through punches just to get into range. Against long, technical fighters, that can become a problem. But make no mistake, if Silva can create chaos early, he's absolutely dangerous. Charles Energy Johnson, coming in as a -205 favorite with a record of 18-8. If Silva is the fighter who sprints out of the gate, Johnson is the guy running a marathon. Charles Johnson has quietly become one of the most durable and active fighters in the flyweight division. The man basically fought 5 times in a year and treated it like a casual hobby. Some people collect stamps. Charles Johnson collects UFC fights. His biggest weapon is pace. Johnson throws volume constantly, jabs, combinations, stance switches, and over time it starts adding up. By the third round, he's usually throwing significantly more than he was at the beginning of the fight. That's when opponents start realizing they're stuck in a cardio war. And good luck winning that war. Johnson has ridiculous durability. In over 24 professional fights, he's only been finished once. The guy absorbs big shots and just keeps marching forward like nothing happened. He's also extremely difficult to hold down. His takedown defense and scrambling ability make grapplers work extremely hard just to keep him on the mat for a few seconds. But Johnson does have a habit that sometimes makes fights closer than they need to be. He's a slow starter. The first round often looks like he's downloading data like a computer updating its software. He's figuring out timing, reading patterns, and collecting information. Unfortunately, judges sometimes score that round for the other guy. But once Johnson gets going, his volume and pressure can completely flip the momentum of a fight. He's basically the MMA equivalent of a diesel engine. Takes a minute to start. Then suddenly it just keeps going forever. So, who wins? If Silva wins this fight, it likely comes from doing what he does best, creating chaos early. Explosive pressure, clinch exchanges, and scrambles where his submission instincts can take over. If he catches Johnson in a bad position early, the fight could end very quickly. But if Johnson wins, it probably means the fight extends into the later rounds. His pace, durability, and volume striking tend to wear opponents down over time. If Silva starts to slow even a little, Johnson's constant output could begin taking over the fight. This matchup really comes down to a classic MMA question. Can the early finisher stop the cardio machine before the cardio machine gets rolling? Official pick. I'm rolling with Charles Energy Johnson. Silva is absolutely dangerous early and has the kind of finishing ability that makes him live in the first round. But Johnson's durability, pace, and ability to turn fights into long grinding battles feels like the kind of style that eventually takes over as the fight goes on. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat when the next video drops. And don't be shy. Leave a comment below and let me know who you got winning this fight. Let's see who really has the crystal ball around here. Until next time.